It's whiskey, cola and chili beer stick o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer today. The wonderful Trav in Australia has decided to send another big box of Australian goodies. And I thought, well, these two will go together quite well. Well, I hope so. I'm hoping the cola with the whiskey will kind of cool down that hot chili beer stick a little bit. So this is Ned Kelly's Australian whiskey sour mash, 6% ABV, blended with cola. I've got no real idea what this is, otherwise, well, it's just going to be a whiskey and coke, I imagine. Matured with American oak, distilled in Melbourne, Australia. So whether that's oak chips that they use to make this, to distill this, or they actually put it in a barrel. I think if it was a barrel, they would tell you it was a barrel, because barrels are quite expensive. So it's probably the case that they use an American oak chips here to distill this. Contains caffeine and it's an alcoholic beverage. Oh, there we go. I'm looking for the, it's 375 millilitres. Bold character, for the people, the daring spirit of Ned Kelly's Australia. All you historian people out there, let me know who Ned Kelly is. Maybe he was the guy who kind of found Australia and made it a kind of an unlawless state, maybe. I don't know. I've had a couple of these whiskey colas before. What I found with them is that the whiskey is quite pronounced. It's quite a, you know, even though it's only 6% ABV, it's a really kind of big whiskey hit. Here is the Big Boy beer stick. It's hot chili and it's by Wintulichs Smallgoods, 1909. Look at that. So that's coming in a moment. But first of all, I want to show you the whiskey cola. Lots of carbonation, very sweet cola smell, even from this distance. Not really getting much whiskey, but I imagine the whiskey will come when I get my nose into it. Oh yeah. All of these whiskey cola type of things, they all have a very distinct, almost like a raw whiskey aroma. You think, it's only 6% ABV, and then you go, oh God, that's whiskey like. Lots of sweet cola. Lots of, lots of whiskey. Here we go then. Oh, it's not too bad actually. The aroma is stinging. The aroma stinks of whiskey. It's like, wow, that is stinking of whiskey. And you're either going to love whiskey or it's come out of your nose too much when you were a 17-year-old at a friend's party and you'll never be able to drink whiskey again. And that's where I lie. I've never been able to go near whiskey again because I was very ill from drinking. I've told this story many times on my Stone Crow Virtual Pub live feed, so I won't bore you all with the same story again. But yeah, I had a nasty experience with whiskey, and I've never been able to go back there. Never been able to go back. But this is okay. Lots of cola flavour. Lots of hissy, fizzy cola flavours. Highly carbonated. With a little bit of whiskey there. I mean, you've got to love this sort of thing, haven't you? I think it's a very... I'm not going to use the word unique, but it's a very kind of like, you've got to love whiskey and cola, yeah? You've got to love whiskey and cola to be able to drink this type of thing. It's very much when I was a teenager, like late teenager, I used to drink an awful lot of like vodka Red Bulls. Like double vodkas and lots of Red Bull, and those drinks were... I was drinking that in my early 20s. Like, I can't imagine drinking it now. In all honesty, I couldn't imagine drinking right now in this part of my existence, 44 years of age, a vodka Red Bull. But I used to. Many people did. Many people did. You can hear it. It's almost like, rah, it's almost angry in the glass. Like. Angry cola and whiskey. Right. Yeah, that's enough of that. Just realised that they're not overly hard to open, but this is the hot chili beer stick. I just realised that I've left my knife and my scissors. There we go. There we go. $50 grams of big boy beer stick, hot chili. Look at that. Look at that. It's got that lovely... Obviously, they make each. I've had a few of these now, sent by Trav in Australia, and they've got that kind of base meat, that base grind of meat that they put together, and then of course they add the flavours later on. But it's got that lovely kind of pork, lovely kind of pork aroma to it, smoky. Smoked pork. Let's get in. Hot chili. How hot is hot chili? Wow. Oh. Mmm. It's not crazy, although it's building. My chili tolerance might be a little bit different to your chili tolerance, because I eat all of these crazy Carolina Reaper, ghost pepper and all this other stuff, and I've kind of got used to it a little bit. I tell you what's happened here. The chili has hardened the meat somewhat. I had the chorizo version yesterday, and the chorizo version was terrific. It was almost kind of like juicing in my mouth. This, I think the chili somehow has hardened the meat a little bit. So it's a little bit tougher. Still nice, still very, very nice. But this is all about that kind of chili burn. I got this chili burn in the throat. For some reason I got this chili burn on this cheek. Maybe that's where I chewed the meat. It's not massive, it's not huge. It's not going to make you start running around the garden in your underpants. But yeah, I would say it's a nice chili heat. It's a comfortable chili heat. You could quite easily chop some of this up and have a beer and enjoy this hot chili stick without it being too crazy, without it being too mad. Yeah. That's really quite nice. That is really quite nice. Admittedly, I prefer that part of the review, the hot chili meat stick, beer stick, to the cola whiskey thing. Not really a fan of that, if I'm honest. Not really a fan, not really my cup of tea, but I really appreciate more, actually. Ooh. Ooh. Second go on that beer stick. Second go on that beer stick. Ooh, okay. Now you've kind of caught my attention. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Almost like there's a hidden surprise in that chili beer stick. Ooh, yeah. Now it's kicking in. Now it's kicking in. That is like, I feel like I'm breathing fire. Still nice though. Still comfortable. Just comfortable. I don't feel like my top lip's going to start sweating or my forehead's going to start sweating. But it really made me... I was about to thank Trav for sending this parcel from Australia, you know, even the whiskey cola, which I'm not a massive fan of. And then all of a sudden my attentions were like, oh, what's going on? I can't concentrate. And it was like the chili really come through in that second bite. Wow. Thank you very much to Trav for sending this Australian the products over. It's amazing, absolutely amazing he's sending these things over. I'm not a big fan of this whiskey cola, if I'm honest. Something which I wouldn't necessarily kind of like. I would have done it in my 20s. I'm not gonna do it in my 40s, you know. But thanks for sending. For me, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. The hot beer stick, hot chili beer stick, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I hope you've all liked this video. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.